Ladies and gents, welcome back to the TSI YouTube channel. Episode number 4 of Season 2 of The Glory Hunter here at Crystal Palace is a go. It has been a brilliant start to the season, and we've got cup competitions coming your way. Before we get into it, thank you so much for all the love and support so far on this series. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Get yourself involved, get yourself down in the comments, and I hope you're all enjoying this series as much as I am so far. As I said, cup competitions coming your way today. We will have a little look at the fixtures now. It's Benfica away first up in the Champions League. It's Bournemouth away then in the league. Sheffield United at home in the Carabao Cup before Tottenham at home in the league. And we've got another Champions League game against Ender at home. They are your games. As always, we will play 3. We will simulate 2 of them. The ones we'll simulate, not too sure. We'll definitely be playing the Benfica game because we lost last time out. We look to bounce back there. We may simulate the Cup game. Not too sure. Therefore, we will end up playing Bournemouth and Tottenham and then potentially simming that last Champions League game. That is, I think, what is on the agenda. We'll have a little look at the table as well. Starting with that Champions League table, we've only played 2 games. We are on 3 points currently. We do need to bounce back there. We need to bounce back with a win. In the league, however, we are absolutely flying. We are the only unbeaten side in the league. Played 8, won 7, drawn 1. 22 points on the card so far. We are in the hunt, but it is very early on in the season. Big game early in the Champions League. Only defeat this season coming in this competition where simply we weren't good enough last time out. So looking just to shore things up. Weston McKennie back into the side, as is Jeremy Pino. So hopefully we'll have a better turn of events this time round, get back to winning ways, and then we can look to really kick on in the Premier League as well. Chance early in this game is Jeremy Pino on this right-hand side now. He try and drive into the box. Jean-Philippe Mateta is finding his way into the box. Well, Jeremy Pino's going to go alone. Big goal, big moment. 8 minutes in. And we have the lead. Jeremy Pino back into the starting lineup, gets his second goal of the competition. It's a brilliant solo run. He thought for a split second, maybe about scoring against Jean-Philippe. Didn't need to. Bang, 1-0. Benfica looking to make an instant response. John Stones. What an interception. And now we can potentially move. Now we can potentially do something because Jean-Philippe Mateta is on the ball. He's going to spread it out wide to Ismail Sarr. And what a counter-attacking this goal would be. All comes from John Stones and that sensational block. He tries to find one more. Can't. End-to-end stuff here though. Weston McKennie wins the ball back. He's now going to try and dink the ball into the box and try and find Jean-Philippe Mateta. Marc Guéhi, of course. Marc Guéhi is playing against us here. I completely forgot about that narrative. Rises like a salmon to win the ball over Jean-Philippe. Weston McKennie still in with a chance here. As Jean-Philippe Mateta gets over the bar, and it would have been a special, special goal. As this time he outjumps Marc Guéhi. What a game of football this is. Chance for Benfica. In. Somehow that is looped over Malagan, and he can't tip the ball over, and he's tipped it into the top corner out of absolutely nothing. Benfica have equalised. It's poor from us in the first place to not get the ball, and then it's just a little chip over. I mean, it's a really clever finish. It's questionable goalkeeping at best. 1-0. Ismail Sarr. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Mateta with a wonderful ball. This to hit him back straight away. Jeremy Pino gets his second. Breathtaking Champions League football on a Wednesday night under the lights here in Portugal. And Jeremy Pino gets us back ahead, and it is deserved. That freak goal has not deterred us. Wonderful build-up play. Jean-Philippe Mateta with the assist. Jeremy Pino's not missing them. 2-1. Benfica coming forward again. Ball down the byline. Can we get the bit? Munoz can't get across. Weston McKennie does get across. And now we're in a position to potentially counter-attack. Jeremy Pino already got 2 in this game. Finds Jean-Philippe Mateta. Mateta's just going to hold the ball up, and Jeremy Pino is down the right-hand side. And Jeremy Pino potentially is in again. He's already got 2. He looks to square it to Cooper Miners. As Marc Guéhi came across and shut the angle down, it would have been a sensational breakaway goal. And now we're having to defend again, but Munoz is there. Jean-Philippe Mateta's there. It's possessed again. Lazy from Jean-Philippe. Chance for Benfica again. Chance for them. Oh, Munoz, what a block that is. Just can't keep up. Defensively, both sides looking pretty frail. Ball comes into the box. John Stones heads the ball away. Can Ismail Sarr get the seconds? He can just about. We can breathe a small sigh of relief. Chance for Benfica again early in this second half. A simply breathtaking first half as Malagan comfortably claims the ball. You feel like there's going to be more chances for both sides. To say defensively, both sides looking a little bit shaky, to say the least, as we give the ball away. Jeremy Pino's had a brilliant game so far, as has Munoz. Munoz is back. That will be a goal kick. We just need to stay switched on. not give them an opportunity back into this game. Down the far left-hand side. Can he look inside for Jean-Philippe Mateta? Does. Yeremy Pino's there for a hat-trick. Goal! Yeremy Pino may have just clinched it. An absolute sensational performance. And again, it's Jean-Philippe with the assist. Those two linking up so well. There is a long way to go in this game, but Yeremy Pino has a match ball. Thank you very much. Brilliant from Ismail Sarr in the first place. Pino runs onto it first time, low and hard past the keeper. Minus finds Jean-Philippe Mateta, and Mateta will go out wide and finds Yeremy Pino, who's just in place of Ismail Sarr. Goes back inside to Jean-Philippe Mateta. Sensational football. Can this time Mateta get on the score sheet? He's assisted to Yeremy Pino. Returns the favour. Game, set and match. We have simply run away with it. What a breathtaking performance this has been from Crystal Palace. Chance for Benfica to get one back. Balogun's there again. Just about gets the ball clear. Lacroix, thankfully for him, saves his blushes again, because it would have been another calamity mistake for our goalkeeper. That's maybe a slight worry as we go into this season. Crystal Palace fans in full voice, and as they should be, because this game is soon to be over. Just a couple of minutes left. It's been a brilliant performance. A penny for Mark Gay's thoughts. I'm sure when he thought he left for Benfica, he may not be coming up against his old side in the near future. He has, and they've conceded 4 goals with him at centre-half. But a breathtaking performance. The plaudits go to Yeremy Pino. They go to Jean-Philippe Mateta, because we have been absolutely sensational. Kirsten Jones maybe had to get one here. Mark Gay leaves a big tackle on him, but that is going to be full-time. Back to winning ways in the Champions League. Exactly the start we needed to episode number 4. We've had a dilemma thrown away. Chairman interference. The chairman has expressed his dissatisfaction with the team's recent performance levels and insisting on a change in tactic. They want you to implement a different tactical vision from possession for the upcoming match. Absolutely not. If we run the risk of getting sacked, that's right. We are top of the Premier League. So, thanks but no thanks. We are not changing our lineup. We are not changing our style. We are going to trust this process. We're going to go to Bournemouth, play possession football, and win the bloody game. Thank you very much. Won't lie, the chairman has slightly rattled me, and I've stuck to my guns. We've changed some players around, but we've not changed the system, and we need to now go and win this game. Bournemouth are struggling, currently down in 15th. We are unbeaten in the league. I am not changing it for the chairman. I have no doubt there may be a falling out because of it, but we are going to trust ourselves. We are top of the league for a reason. He needs to let us manage the team and him just sign the checkbooks. Thank you very much. Walton to Ismail Sarr. Sorry, to Bakayoko. Bakayoko squares it across to Adley. Oh, against his former club. He's getting a start. Jean-Philippe Mateta struggling a little bit with fatigue off the back of that Champions League game. Skipping down the right-hand side, we'll go inside to Cooper Miners, and Cooper Miners can have a shot from distance. Petrovic is there. Can it fall kindly to Bakayoko? Yes, it does. It was our goalkeeper making a mistake in the last one. This time, it's the Bournemouth number 1. It's Petrovic who's made a mistake. Bakayoko gets his 5th in 6 games. What a signing he's proving to be. He keeps just proving us exactly why we signed that man. 1-0 to the Palace. Wonderful build-up play. Rico Lewis been giving a start. Need to get him some more game time, I think. John Stones barreling his way forward. I'm not sure how John Stones has found himself in that cam position all of a sudden, doing what sometimes I guess he does best, and just coming forward into midfield and supporting. I don't mind it too much, but will leave us a little bit exposed. Thankfully, Adam Wharton is there, and we can just rebuild again. Cooper Miners, Weston McKennie, Emerson Jr. now down this left-hand side. Is going to dig the ball out to Adley. Surely this time he does. Against his former club, he will celebrate. You best believe he will. They didn't back him to be banging in the goals. We certainly did, and he gets his 5th goal of the season. Having him as that alternative to come on instead of Jean-Philippe Mateta, or play instead of Jean-Philippe Mateta, is proving to be wonderful news. Palace 2, Bournemouth 0. Semenyo into the box of Bournemouth as they look to get an instant reply. John Stones, absolutely sensational from that man. Bully's 1, but 2 players off. And we could potentially look to counter-attack again here, as I think Adley might be offside there. It doesn't matter, it doesn't go through to him. Players on here. Adams now finds Semenyo. Rico Lewis just looking to stop the attack, and does stop the attack. And Rico Lewis can use the pace because he's not the slowest in the world. And now we can find Adley. Adley's going to go into the middle to Cooper Miners, and Cooper Miners is going to look for the run of Bakayoko, and I think he's just strayed offside. We are playing some lovely, lovely football. The chairman doesn't like it, but we certainly do. Bakayoko now cutting inside. Looks for the run of Adley. Finds the run of Adley. Adley goes one more to Emerson Jr., who's in on goal for 3-0. This game is done and dusted. We are on absolute fire, and that is a middle finger straight to the chairman. I'm not sure what the fallout will be from this. We will wait and see, but we are stuck to our guns and we are simply blowing Bournemouth off the park. Bakayoko again down this right-hand side. Just such a skillful player. I'm absolutely loving using Bakayoko. Ball into the middle. Adley's there. What a goal that is. Bakayoko, tip my hat to you, oh, he's offside. Oh, there's no way he's offside. It was such a good ball. Oh, God, he's miles off. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I thought it was we don't score many crosses. That would have been sensational. Trying to create something, trying to save a bit of face and potentially find a way back into this game as Evan Nilsson has a shot, but Maligan's there. We'll quickly distribute this out wide. Emerson Jr. goes forward, and it's Adley now, and Adley's going to try and find Emerson Jr., who started this build-up play and has potentially got a chance to go again. Emerson Jr. goal. Absolutely sensational from our Emerson Jr. Second goal of the game, second goal of the season. That is all she wrote. We are in ridiculous form right now. Can't. Evan Nilsson now. Can he find the run of anybody? No, goes back to Clivert, and Jefferson Lerma gets his forward side there. Semenyo's there. Couple of glimmers of hope for Bournemouth. I mean, there's no way they're coming back into this game. They're still fighting. Interesting to see Semenyo still at Bournemouth as well. That could be a player that we could look to steal away from them if they have a really, really tough season. I wouldn't mind adding Antoine Semenyo to this squad. Evan Nilsson in there. Traore back across to Clivert. Again, another big save. Bournemouth, their best spell of possession so far in this game. And Bournemouth finally get that goal. They've been really good since we scored our fourth. It has to be said. They've actually been a much improved. Maligan's made a third save. But, I mean, they've just been so lacklustre. We have absolutely shot them to bits going forward. Our class in both wings and attack, we're just such a different squad from last season. We really are. Defensively, we're sound, and going forward, we've got so much class and so much depth that it's going to take something special to beat us this season. As Evan Nilsson's coming across now, puts it wide. That should be full-time. Is full-time. 2 from 2 for episode 4. Winning ways in the Premier League. We will stay top yet again. So no immediate fallout, but the board is less than happy that we chose with possession. I asked you to try and move away from this, but they are disappointed. Going to affect their rating of us, but at the end of the day, we are top of the table for a reason. We will simulate this game against Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup, and we will be a much-changed team for this, I am sure. That is the side we're going for there. Gazaniga back in goal. Chavari at left back. Bassian at centre-half. Weston McKennie keeps his place in the middle. Yeremy Pino outright. Sarr on the left. Mateta leading the line. A cup game against Sheffield United with a quick sim. Can we get through to the next round? We can comfortably 3-0 win. It all starts with Yeremy Pino gets another goal. Jon-Philippe Mateta, 59 minutes before Mateta got his third of the game. Comfortably through to the next round, as you would expect. Welcome back to Selhurst Park. It's first against sixth. Tottenham doing okay so far. We've still got Liverpool breathing down our necks. Plenty of changes again. We are just rotating the squad as much as possible. We need to keep players fit. We don't want to run the risk of any long-term injuries. It is vital that we keep everyone fit. We're trying to keep everyone happy as well, of course, to ensure that everyone is getting the game time that they need, just to not cause any grumblings within this team. And definitely to keep the ball off our back, as they've already got one eye on us, I'm sure, as Bakayoko now is potentially in. Bakayoko's going to try and cut back on his left foot, but good defensive block as Sarr tries to come away with the ball now. That's for Tottenham. Brennan Johnson looks to play the ball over the top. Calvin Bassey is there comfortably for us, and now we could potentially look to build something through Cooper Miners into Jean-Philippe Mateta. Mateta will now just go back to Munoz. Munoz is going to use his pace to try and beat Yavi Simmons down to the line, goes back inside, gets a bit of luck. Munoz finds Jones. Jones now will look out wide to try and find Emerson Jr., who I think he's just straight onside. I think he's onside. He is onside. The left back to Kloiper, I think it was, has kept that man on. And Emerson Jr.'s fine run of form continues. He may not be the best rated player in the world, but by God, when he plays, he's good. And finishes like that, he will always take. Cooper Miners, Mateta, we could hit them. 2 in quick succession, no. Dean Henderson, of course. Another player that we're coming up against who left us randomly when the board accepted that late bid for him that we really didn't want. He's Tottenham's first choice. And again, it could have been a very different outcome for him. And we find him coming up against us. We've already beaten him once. Hopefully we'll beat him a couple of more times. Sarr, just looking to say everything's going through Sarr at the middle. We just need to try and box him out of the game. Brennan Johnson now trying to find an opening. Just be patient. Goes back to Sarr. Goes back to Johnson. Johnson out wide to Herrero. Herrero, can he put the ball into the box? I'm sure Rico Lewis is going to try and do something about that. Goes back to Papi Sarr. Back to Herrero. Rico Lewis there. Can't clear his line. Sloppy. Tell. Johnson. Save. Big save from Maligan. Rico Lewis will be thanking that man because he has saved his blushes, and now we can look to counter-attack through Bakayoko to Jean-Philippe Mateta. Jackson is there, but a big, big let-off for Crystal Palace. Javi Simmons again, absolutely bossing the show, causing us no end of problems. Maligan needs to try and get there, does get there. Maligan will clear this ball. That should be enough for the first half. It is a good half. We've taken our chance. Tottenham arguably have been the better side, though. We need to just try and sneak that second goal. We know how good we can be in the second half. But there is a long, big 45 minutes to go. Curtis Jones just picks the ball up in the middle, goes to Mateta. Mateta goes back to Cooper Miners, and Cooper Miners can go back to Jean-Philippe Mateta. No, Romero with a big challenge. As those two look to link up. So we need to do a little bit more of that. Brilliant for Curtis Jones. He's really coming into his own and finding that CDM role. A big change to his game. But is absolutely thriving under it. Patient build-up play from the Palace here. Sometimes we don't need to force it in. Now we've created an open as Emerson Jr. now can potentially drive himself in the box. Can he dink it across to Jean-Philippe Mateta? He can! And he's hit the side netting. For a split second, I thought it was in. Wonderful football from Crystal Palace. That's what we're all about as James Maddison comes on for Brennan Johnson, and that's going to be a different threat going forward for Tottenham. Jones, wonderful. Emerson Jr. again is in on goal. Surely this time. No, falls to Mateta. Goal! Get in there. We've had to work so hard for that. Jean-Philippe Mateta, right place, right time. Tottenham finally break down. We've got 15 minutes just to try and hang on here. Looking for the ball through. Can he find the ball through? No, he can't. Munoz is there. Absolutely sensational. It's defensively, I don't know how many times we can keep saying it, but just a completely different beast this season. I'm really starting to believe that we could do something quite special with this squad of players, especially when you've got balls like that, especially when Tyreek Mitchell's still on goal. Henderson saves, but I'm starting to believe, are we actually in a title fight? Are we actually a contender this season? Can we actually win the Premier League with Crystal Palace? I'm starting to think so. Let me know down in the comments whether you agree. As time added on, Dominic Solanke has missed an open goal. As Maligan came out, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. That is full time. It's another 3 points. Hopefully Liverpool has slipped up and we can extend that lead at the top of the table. We have had a message. Bayern Munich have sacked their manager and believe that we could potentially be a contender for that job. It's an interesting one. I just think if we weren't doing quite as well as what we are now, I would be all over that. I just don't think it's the right time. I just don't think we should leave the Premier League with us top of the table. And I think we may live to regret this, but I think we're going to forget about it. It will still be there by the time we finish this episode. So let me know what you think. Do we take or try and get the Bayern Munich job, or do we stay put? We've got a real big decision to make there. I mean, they're currently sat 4th in the Bundesliga. They're only on 17 points. I mean, of course, they could turn that around. They haven't actually lost yet this season, but they're having too many draws. I'll leave it down to you. I think we should stay at Palace because I do genuinely believe we've got a chance at the title. But let me know what you think we should do. Should we go for the Bayern Munich job? Regardless of that job, we need to focus on the task at hand. And the task at hand is winning our next game in what is a crucial Champions League game. We're only going to make a couple of changes, and that is the squad we're going to go for. We're at home. We are the favourites. Need to get the job done. Quick sim. Can we go and get a win? We can. 2-1. Not convincing, but Curtis Jones got the first goal. They then had one sent off. Ismail Sarr got one. They got one 12 minutes before the end of play to give us a 2-1 win in the Champions League. Another episode done and dusted. 10 games played, 9 wins, 1 draw, 28 points. We are 4 points clear of Liverpool, who have lost again. Arsenal a further 8 points back from us. They're in 3rd, and then Brighton also on the same points. United down in 5th, who I have also seen has sacked their manager. City down in 7th. They're looking a bit vulnerable at the minute. Wolves, Ipswich and Birmingham, the sides at the bottom. Birmingham yet to win a game this season. We'll have a little look at the Champions League standings as well, actually, while we're here, because we've, of course, played a couple of games there. We are up to 7th, 9 points in the table, so that's looking pretty good. Barcelona currently lead the way. They are a perfect 4 from 4 so far in the campaign. And in terms of the fixtures for the next game, now I'm planning on still being at Crystal Palace. You guys might have other options. It's Ipswich away before Chelsea at home. It's then that Lazio, I think they haven't got the license for in the Champions League. Wolves away, and then we're into the month of December where it's Aston Villa at home and the fixtures start to come thick and fast. We have a very, very tricky December period. We've also been joining against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup for good measure as well. But otherwise, I'll see you in a few days' time for the next episode. Let me know, should we stay or should we go?